So this video is long overdue. I know I have been taking a bit of a break from YouTube, but I can confirm that now I am back. I will be making videos again from now onwards. So I know there's been quite a few comments, have you quit YouTube, that kind of thing. No, I haven't quit, don't worry about it, I'm back. So about September time I did a post on Facebook and Instagram just kind of explaining that I was going to take a bit of a break from doing videos. Life was just a bit hectic. I was kind of feeling unmotivated to do good quality videos, and I didn't just want to do a load of vlogs and kind of not feel like I was putting the effort in and not doing kind of more informative videos, which is one thing that I know my channel is kind of known for. So it was because of that, and it was also because of the guinea pigs were in their temporary cage, which, as you can see, unfortunately hasn't changed. They are still in this cage, but now I am in more of a better position where I can get everything sorted in that room. I can do the decoration, I have money set aside for the cage materials and that kind of thing. And as for the guinea pigs, currently, hopefully, they are all fine. There's quite a lot happened in the past 3 weeks or so. I was going to start doing videos a while back, and then there's just been vet visits and operations and all sorts going on. So I'm going to kind of talk through what's been going on with the piggies right from the beginning. First things first. At the moment you can only see Willow and Lyra. That's because Twiggy is actually in her own little cage on the floor there. If the camera will bend down, there she is. So there's Twiggy. All three of the girls are still here. Unfortunately, they are not in the same cage is all. So I'll come down to Twiggy's level and start off with her story. So I noticed about 3 weeks ago there was something not quite right with Twiggy. She was losing weight, she was really hormonal, she had big bald patches on her sides, she was really active and couldn't settle down, and all of these things were pointing to ovarian cysts. So she had to go to the vets. The vet did an ultrasound, we talked about different treatment options, and in the end I went for the surgery. So Twiglet has had a spay, which was done 10 days ago today. I have been filming throughout Twiggy's recovery, so there will be a video which kind of explains a bit more about what happened pre and post operation if you want to know a bit more about how to deal with, how to care for a guinea pig that has been through surgery. She is well on the way to recovery, and it was about 5 days after her operation that I decided to reintroduce her with Willow and Lyra because she'd been in a separate pen on her own. So that brings us back round to these two. I reintroduced Twiglet to them. Things were a bit tense between Twiglet and Lyra at first, but they kind of seemed to settle down quite quickly. Lyra, I think, maybe had become dominant over Willow and wanted to be dominant over Twiglet, whereas Twiglet was used to being in charge. But then quite quickly Lyra was being submissive to Twiglet and kind of running away from her and not challenging her, so I thought they're fine. And then, so that was on last Wednesday. On Thursday evening, I obviously checked on them quite a lot, did the cleaning, the feeding and all that kind of jobs, and they still seemed fine. There was just a few moments where there was a bit of tension, and then, you know, it'd just rapidly dispel and it'd all go back to normal. But when I got home from work on the Friday, I get home and I'm just looking, and then I see these dark spots on the wall of the cage. They're kind of just over where Willow is at the moment. Around the water bottle there's some kind of dark red spots. I saw those and I thought, that's a bit dark for kind of splashed vegetable juice. So I kind of thought, what's been going on here? My first thought was Twiggy. I picked her up, I checked her all over. Her wound underneath was fine, you know, she looked fine, so I put her back, and then I thought, well, who's she going to have been fighting with? Lyra. And as soon as I saw Lyra, I just saw her lip, and she basically had a big flap of skin hanging off just between her nose and her like incisors at the front of her mouth, and I thought, oh, Piggy. So they'd obviously gotten into a fight. Lyra had come off much worse because Twiggy didn't seem to have a mark on her. So then straight away I called up the local vets, we took her in, they had a look, they said we can try and like stick it back on it hadn't dropped off completely, it was just kind of like a big gash, and tried to like secure it with a bit of skin glue and put her on a course of antibiotics, so that's what they did. So Lyra's been recovering from that. One thing that you might wonder is, why is Willow in the cage with Lyra when Willow is Twiglet's mum? So it kind of makes more sense for them two to be together and Lyra on her own, which I thought it did at first. Lyra was in a little pen on her own on the floor in the other room, but she was just traumatised. She didn't know what to do. She'd been to the vets and they'd given her an injection and messed with her mouth, you know, which normally wouldn't take too much to get over, but Lyra's quite a sensitive, quite a nervous piggy, and I think it probably affected her more than it would other guinea pigs. And then she was in a separate pen on her own, and she had a big bowl of veggies under her nose, and for about 3 hours she just did nothing. She just kind of was in a frozen mode. So I started worrying about her because she wasn't eating or anything. And I thought maybe I should try and put Willow in with her. And the turnaround was just amazing. In a matter of a few minutes, Lyra just seemed to realise, actually everything's okay. Look at Willow, she's just pottering around, eating hay, stealing my veggies. So when that started happening, Lyra was completely fine. She started eating, she seemed happy enough. I kind of put Willow back in with Twiglet because I thought they're going to be the ones that are still going to be together, but Lyra just kind of again got all freaked out. So in the end what's happened is Willow is just keeping Lyra company. Twiggy is such a confident, outgoing piggy, so she's been coping quite well with being on her own. In terms of the future, I really don't know what's going to happen. I might try and reintroduce them again once Lyra's lip is healed, but I'm really not sure. I might have to incorporate some kind of division into the new cage that they're going to get, and then maybe ultimately get Twiglet another friend, but I'm not too sure how things will work. Space, for one thing, is, you know, there's not going to be a lot of space for 4 guinea pigs. Let alone 3 within 2 cages. So that kind of brings you up to speed a bit on everything that's been happening with the guinea pigs. Hopefully Lyra's going to be okay. Twiglet seems fine after her operation, and they are in 2 separate cages. So that's going to be all for this update video. Do look out for the kind of post-surgery vlog video on Twiglet. I will kind of at the end of that also talk about the things that I've learned from having a guinea pig that's gone through surgery. So I hope that video will be quite valuable for people who think it might be something that they need to be more aware of, something that might happen in the future, those kind of things. So look out for that video. And then I would also like to do a Q&A video later on in the week, probably on Thursday, and that's just to kind of, again, so that I can kind of reconnect with you all. I do feel like I've just been totally abandoning everyone, which has been annoying because I've wanted to make videos and wanted to get back on YouTube. So I will be doing a Q&A, and if you would like questions answered in that video, then please post them below. I'll also do an Instagram post so it kind of reaches out to more people, and I will be answering those questions in that video. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all your well wishes, everyone that's been in touch on Facebook and Instagram. Your lovely comments have really helped over the last few weeks, so thank you so much. Right, I'm going to leave this video here. It's been long and rambly enough, I think. Again, thank you for watching, and that's bye from us. Bye bye!